My question for you is this: is he on the Ryder Cup team? Like, there's no doubt about this now.
I think he qualified. I think him and Tommy both qualified on points following the St. Jude.
It's official. He's on the team.
Yes, those three are the three who are official when you add in Rory, and then for the U.S. it is Xander, JJ, and Scotty are all qualified also.
Yeah, so Rory, Rose, Fleetwood on, McIntyre, Tyrrell, Sepp round out the top 6 right now. Lowry now's dropped down to 7. Rasmus Højgaard there at 8. Ludwig. God, it's just crazy. I just feel like I haven't thought about the guy all season long, and he's like top 15, I think, on the FedEx Cup, and he's 9th on the points, going to be on the team. Victor now 10. Fitzy now 12. When we started talking European Ryder Cup team, Fitzy was in the 20s, if you remember. I mean, it was like he wasn't even in, and now he's for sure going to make the team. And obviously we haven't talked about Rahm. Feels like the team's pretty locked. I mean, 1 spot up for grabs, 2. Where are we at with the Europeans?
Yeah, I've been hearing some chatter, on the dark web on some message boards here, Shane, that I continue to monitor.
Of internet words there. That was a lot of internet words in a row. You should have said Reddit too, just to throw it in there.
Oh yeah, dude. I my last Reddit search, it was about tortillas. That's all I'll say. But
Sweet.
I found a community there looking for the same question, which was pretty funny.
The tortilla question?
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing here? What was it?
I don't remember what brand of tortilla it is, but I was gone for 2 weeks. I come back, it's 2 weeks past the expiration. I'm like, oh, these tortillas look so fine. And there's a huge thread of people asking the exact same question about those tortillas. And people are like, yeah, I just ate one 7 months after the expiration date.
Whoa.
Still here.
Seems like maybe not the tortilla to eat. Like, just maybe doesn't seem like one you like.
Probably not healthy. Yeah,
a lot of processed. What I'm saying.
Very processed. Yeah.
What was in this tortilla? Is this like a quesadilla situation? What were you making?
Just like a wrap, like a chicken Caesar wrap, something like that. Nothing crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
But
healthy, nice.
My outside of the tortilla situation, I came across a lot of people think Rasmus Højgaard is just like kind of on this team.
Yep.
And he's probably
I kind of think he's on the team too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see it at all.
Wow. Okay. Well, so let's assume right now we've got the rankings on the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're assuming the top 12, I don't think Matt Wallace is on the team. Do you?
No, I think it is probably you throw in Fitzpatrick and Rahm.
Yep.
And then there's 1 spot left. It's the exact same team from Italy outside maybe the Højgaard.
And then do you think it's Dietrich, or who do you think is the 12?
I think he's just going to run back the exact same team. I think it's Nikolai.
Okay.
Who's been playing much better than Rasmus.
Yeah, I mean, it is wild that there's literally 1 spot left on the Europeans as we get closer to this. I mean, it's like you got to give a lot of respect out for the way Rose was able to find his game after he kind of lost it in the middle of the year. We talked about that last week, but I mean, this is very impressive stuff for Justin Rose. Looking through kind of his career is pretty wild in terms of Ryder Cups. First Ryder Cup was 08, 12, 14, 16, 18, 23, and then he'll be on this one as well. And I think 4 of those teams won. It's a very deep European team. Like it is a very deep team. Even when you're looking at this crew right now, Patrick, it's like, who's playing the worst golf? It's like, is it Ludwig? Is it Sepp? When you start to dive into the crew that's not playing great in form right now, it's not many of the guys. Lowry maybe, right?
Yeah.
So
I think Lowry's probably the weak link, and I don't think he's been great in 2 Ryder Cups for what it's worth.
I also got a question for you. I got a burning question I wanted to throw your way.
Give it to me.
This is on the European team, because this is a question I have about the Ryder Cup that I'm one of the most excited about.
Okay.
Who is Rory playing with? Like, because this team has so many Rory options. You could roll out Rose, right, and flash back to 12. You could roll out Lowry. Rumor is they're buddies. I don't know. It's not JT and Speedwell. I don't think they ever have pictures of sandwiches, but they're friends, and I think they could like playing together. Do you roll out Fitzy? It's been great.
Yeah.
They've enjoyed their partnering up. You could roll out Ludwig. You could roll out Fleetwood.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go with maybe somebody that hadn't been on one of these teams before. It just feels like the options are for Rory could go 6 deep, 7 deep. And I'm excited to see who he plays with, probably more than anybody else on either side of the team.
Yeah, so last time it was Fitzpatrick and 4-ball, Fleetwood and foursomes, I believe. And I remember Kyle told me when he was talking to Rory there in Italy, he was like, he wants Cantlay and Schauffele in foursomes. He's like, he just wants to shut them up. He wants to go off first and just shut it down. Like, don't
Love
get
that.
them started. And they beat them. So I think they go back to that Fleetwood, Rory and foursomes, and then in 4-ball you can really go with anyone. But yeah, I think Fleetwood's my pick right now for him. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the scariest duo that you could throw out there. You know, like Tommy's been incredible this year. I mean,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know, he's been what does Data Golf have him? Probably fourth or fifth in the world,
I think right now. Yeah.
So it's, you know, I mean, you're talking, you know, 2 of the top 4 in the world over the last year going out together. Incredible ball striking, right? I mean, it's just going to be
relentless.
It's a really tough team to beat, you know,
Relentless.
and it's just I think Tommy Fleetwood is very much one of those Ryder Cup players that we've seen throughout history. Ian Poulter, I think, is one of these players as well. Colin Montgomery has been one of these players where when you have a teammate, the pressure putts are a little bit easier on you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Doesn't always go that way, but for these certain players, it seems like that happens. It's just not as stressful to make the putt when you've got a partner there, whether they have a look or not, or whether they're, you know, they're leaning on you and rooting you on as well. And I just feel like the putter will catch a little bit of fire for Tommy Fleetwood and that team. Like if Vegas has odds on which player could have the highest point total, I think Fleetwood is a very, very, very solid pick, considering he won't be probably in the top 5 or 6 there when you combine both teams.
Yeah, and then you can throw out Rahm and Hatton again, Legion 13 teammates as well. Which
they should wear pink, like they should just wear their outfit, but not what the Europeans are wearing. Like they should get, like when Jesper Parnevik used to get this thing at the Ryder Cup still. Yeah. Like they should get the Legion hat or something
underneath. Which, I mean, their chemistry has only gotten tighter through those years. You got the Vikings, of course, and then you can go like Rose and Bobby Mack again. Like that is lethal, and you still have Fitzpatrick on the bench. You still have Lowry and Sepp. It's tough. It's tough for the U.S.
Yeah, Europe's plus 150, by the way, which is, I think, still pretty crazy. I know it's home soil for the Americans, and obviously that's been what's happened lately, but seems wild. Flipping over to the Americans real quick, Josh, if you got that, the rankings there. I don't know if anything really changed for me on this side. You know, one question, and just so people can see behind the curtain here, producer Josh, who's awesome. You've probably seen on the screen a couple of times, but he does a great job with the show. He'll give us a rundown of the show, and he puts in some questions. And I thought something really interesting he threw in there for our conversation today. Is Keegan still going to pick himself? He has not finished in the top 30 of a golf tournament since he won at the Travelers. Now, that was not that long ago. The Travelers is in June? Mm-hmm. But he hasn't been playing great. I think he's picking himself. I think he basically decided on this after the victory at the Travelers. But he's been one of the question marks, Patrick. Like, he's one of the guys we're not 100% sure on. And I guess if you're looking at some of these other guys, what are your thoughts on Keegan picking himself still as we sit, a week out until these things are picked out and made?
I would contend Keegan is the question mark.
Okay.
I think those top 9 are in. I know I have not been a pro Ben Griffin person, but
crapping him on the last week on the show. You're all over him. I mean, you're throwing all these other guys. You were throwing like John Daly in there before.
Yeah, John Daly, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th before
all of them, all the Dalys.
And it's just like
enough to get you cut off at a bar, you know.
Eventually, you just got to give this guy his roses. He's played great golf. Am I going to trust him at Bethpage? That's not for me to say. The answer is no, but he's played good enough to make this team. So I think it's those 9. And I think the question Keegan has to ask himself, or this American team, is, are you comfortable with 5 rookies potentially? Europe might have 0 rookies.
Correct.
On their team. And then
Europe's going to have 1 rookie or 0.
Yes, 1 at the most. And this team could have 5 with Henley, Spahn, Griffin, Cam Young potentially, and some of these other captains picks. I feel like I'm missing someone. Maybe I'm not. All right, it's the Keegan Bradley pick. If he goes with Chris Goddard instead, or Maverick McNeely instead, or Andrew Novak instead, that would be 5 rookies. That would be pretty much half your team has never been in this position before against one of the most experienced European teams with some of the most experienced leadership Europe has ever had, with Luke Donald back at it again with the white vans. And if I'm Keegan Bradley, I am picking myself. I'm still rolling with Keegan as a player right now.
Keegan hadn't had a winning record in the Ryder Cup in 13 years, never been on a winning Ryder Cup team, 4-3 career record at the Ryder Cup, 4-3-1 in the President's Cup. So 8-6-1 all time in team events. That's very impressive, especially when you put that against the fact that he'd never won, obviously been on a Ryder Cup team that's won. Having a winning record is very impressive. That means when you and your partner go out, you're getting something done there. I think he's picking himself as well. I'm with you. I think you laid it out perfectly. A lot of inexperience at the bottom part of this. I've said this all year. I will continue to echo it. This American team feels very much like one of the International President's Cup teams, where the top 6 and 7 are dirty and the bottom half is going to be a question mark, and you're going up against absolute studs on the European side. And when that happens, unless you go 1999 and you just sit everybody until singles, there's going to be levels of exposure. And if your players don't show up, the thing I find funny, Patrick, about the rookies, and maybe I'm wrong here, I don't stats to back this up. This is just the way I feel. And you know what? I'm just a field player.
Feel it.
A field player.
Yeah, saute one out
yardage.
there.
I don't need you shooting me a wedge yardage. I know what I got in my hands here.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like the Europeans over the last 10 years, 12 years in the Ryder Cup, when they've had random rookies, the random rookies have shown up and played well. Dubuisson, Jamie Donaldson. You think about Peters, right? It's like you have these guys. I feel like we're missing guys from Paris that
John Rahm was a rookie.
Ludwig played well, right? When he played. I mean, it's like they have, and Rahm and Ludwig are a little different than maybe a Ben Griffin and that type of player, right? But I do feel like on the European side, and so much has been talked about this. Shane Ryan's done a good job of kind of talking about this over the years. They make this a point to get these guys that are potentially going to qualify for these teams that may never play on another one as comfortable as humanly possible to play with who they're going to play with. But it feels like I'm more scared as a golf fan of a European random rookie than I ever am of an American random rookie. And it feels like when you're potentially putting 5 quote unquote random American rookies out there, that's a lot for the top half to have to cover when you've got to play this many team matches before you get to singles.
I think it's almost from a European perspective, it's, oh boy, I get to play with this guy. There's an excitement to it, right?
Yeah.
Like I get to play with a legend like Justin Rose this week. How cool is that? And on the American side, it's almost like, oh crap, I'm playing with Bryson DeChambeau. I have to play well. I can't let this guy
I hit it like
down.
305. Like what am I doing here?
Yeah,
He's never seen a drive like this.
It's like the perspective is like, I hope I don't let this guy down. And even Wyndham Clark said it to someone, probably Shoepack, who's getting all the quotes these days because he's everywhere. He was like in Rome, 3rd or 4th hole. I was like to Max Homa, I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like I'm not tournament sharp right now. Like I'm sorry. And as opposed to like, hey man, I'll pick it up. I'll get it going.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about that.
We played 4 holes. We have 14 left. Like what are we doing?
I think the perspective is very different between the two teams and being able to play with experienced members of those teams.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, I say so often that that we talk so much about this, then obviously you got to roll out there and play. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how everything goes.